So, Mr. Benefield, following Ashley's leaving your cousin Doug in September 18th of 2017, were you a fan of Ashley Benefield's in May of 2018?
I don't remember specifically that word, but it may have been in our lengthy phone calls and text messages from January through June, possibly.
You expressing support for her?
Support for her story of the case, yes, sir.
Yeah. And did you tell her, in fact, at one point, she married the wrong Benefield?
Sustained.
Did you feel that she married the wrong Benefield?
Overruled.
Thank you. So, Mr. Benefield, after expressing your support for Ms. Benefield in 2018, several months after she left your cousin Doug, by the way, do you know why she left your cousin Doug?
The initial reason or the second reason, sir?
Do you know the reasons that Ashley Benefield gave your cousin Doug as to why she left him?
Objection, hearsay.
I'm going to need the source. Is this from,
Well, I'm not going to ask.
or is it being offered for the truth? I mean,
Yeah, it's not being offered for the truth, and I'm not going to go into the substance. I just want to know if this witness knows.
overruled.
You can answer. Did Doug share with you the reasons why she left him?
He shared two different reasons.
Yeah, all right. So now you express several months following that you're a fan of hers, and do you also not say to her that she married the wrong Benefield?
I don't remember that specific text in the 6 months of open communication between she and I.
All right. Let me see if I can refresh your recollection, Mr. Benefield.
Objection and evidence.
Overruled.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
May we see what you're showing?
Sure. I'm going to show you a document. Why don't you take a moment and look at it and tell us if that refreshes your recollection as to whether or not you suggested to Miss Benefield she'd married the wrong Benefield.
It does not say anything about marrying the wrong Benefield.
Does it say,
Objection.
Hold on. Sir, has that document, without identifying it, we need to lay the predicate.
Mr. Benefield, is that document reflective of the communication that you shared with Miss Benefield?
I believe it's correct and unaltered.
All right. And it's between you and Miss Benefield, is
Yes,
it
sir.
not?
Yes, sir.
And it's accurate, is it not?
I believe so.
Okay. Now, may I approach?
Yes.
Do you say thank you, wrong
Objection.
Benefield?
Yeah, approach, Mr. Taylor.
Does the document I've shown you, Mr. Benefield, refresh your recollection of that particular exchange?
Yes, sir.
Now, would you tell us your recollection having been refreshed, whether or not, tell us what your response was to Ashley's text?
This is 6 months, and you want me to just focus on
Just tell us
one
what your,
line. Is that
Mr.
what correct,
Benefield.
Mr. Taylor?
Just tell us what your response was to Ashley's text, your recollection having been refreshed.
Ashley says in the text,
Mr. Benefield,
Sustained.
please, tell us what your response to Miss Benefield's text was, now that your recollection has been refreshed.
there are multiple on the page, sir.
Mr. Benefield, I think you know what I'm referring to. Would you please answer my question?
I would like to answer it as it pertains to what she said.
I
Which
didn't
would be
ask
very-
you what she said, Mr. Benefield. I asked you to please tell us, your recollection having been refreshed, what you said.
Would you like me to read
And
that
Judge, I would
bubble?
object, we do not need to be reading from this document.
Deputy, would you please take the jury into the jury room? If you could give us 5 minutes, I'd appreciate it. Remember, please don't begin your discussions and deliberations amongst yourselves. You can use your phones if you need to contact people, but don't talk about the case with anyone else. And don't do any research on the people, places, things, or legal topics we've heard anything about. All right, y'all can have a seat. The jury's out. Mr. Benefield, I'm going to excuse you to the hallway.
Yes, sir.
You are not to discuss your testimony or the questions that have been asked of you with anyone,
Yes, sir.
including the attorneys.
Yes, sir.
And you're not to let anybody talk to you about anything that's going on inside the courtroom.
Yes, sir.
We're on a break.
Yes, sir, I will do that. Should I leave the paper here?
Yes, sir. Leave that there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When we began this portion of the discussion, the question was, did you tell Ms. Benefield that she married the wrong person,
The wrong Benefield.
the wrong Benefield? And I sustained that as hearsay with no exception. I found that it didn't provide impeachment of any prior inconsistent statement. What I did allow was him to testify as to his then existing mental, physical, or emotional conditions or feelings